Hi everyone, my name is Igor Porokh, and today we have the interview with one of the best person in cryptocurrency world. I love this man for that he's not promoting anything, but he wants to give the information that he knows about the cryptocurrency, about the economic situation in the whole world, about the financial situation. It's Sir Bobby Li.
Yes.
Bobby Li, also co-founder and CEO of BTCC exchange, and today he just promoting cryptocurrency and new financial in our world.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. Sir, first question, Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash? Because we have a lot of debates about Bitcoin Core is one, and Roger Well told that Bitcoin Cash is the original Bitcoin, Bitcoin.com, and so on. What do you think about?
So I'm a supporter of both. I think Bitcoin Cash have the same lineage. They trace back to the original blockchain as created by Satoshi Nakamoto in 2009. It started in 2009. So to me, you know, they're both my children.
Yeah.
I own equal amounts of both
like
BTC and BCH because I purchased my Bitcoin before 2007. So I have both amounts, and to me, they're both my children. Sorry, 2017. Yeah, not 2007.
Yeah.
2017. And therefore, you know, I don't hate one coin. I don't hate one coin over the other. I like them both. I have both of them, and they just happen to have chosen different solutions for scaling. And I think it's way too early to tell which one is the viable solution, because if the answer were apparent, then one of them would have died by now. But the fact that both are survive is actually a testament to the fact that Bitcoin is decentralized and not censorable. So I'm really happy that it's Bitcoin is still alive and well out there.
Which one is more decentralized, Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash?
You know, it's hard to say. I think if you look at hash power, BTC has much more hash power than BCH. But at the same time, BCH is still happening. So it's hard to tell right now. I think it's very fair to say that BTC has more hash power, has more market support, it has more economic worth, because each BTC is over $6,000.
Yeah.
And I think BCH is less than 10% of that value today. Yeah.
We saw the presentation, Charlie Lee's presentation, and he told that one BTC cost, for example, $4,700. Is it possible that the price will go down? I know that you are not.
See, that number is actually not very transparent. I think that number is based on a certain the price of mining hardware, the price of electricity on a certain day and time with a certain degree of difficulty.
It's not like average price.
It's not, well, it's average price maybe over a certain time period, but it's not meant to be forever correct in the future, right? So in one sense, depends on how fast the degree of difficulty rises, the price may go up, or the cost may go up or go down over time. Right.
So if I understand you right, the price can go $2,000 or $3,000 and the miners still work on it, yeah?
Absolutely. If the price falls down to only $2,000, $3,000, from today BTC is at over $6,000, then it would mean that the only miners who would work on it, mining, would be the ones who have a low cost of doing business, those who can afford to mine profitably at just $2,000, $3,000. So we saw this happen in 2014, 2015 during the long winter. A lot of miners closed off their machines. They turned off their machines because it was not profitable, because the electricity cost was too high.
And the price went really down.
It went really down to $100, $160, $200. At that price, the only people who would turn on their mining machine are the mining equipment that has high efficiency and that uses little electricity. So anything that was too slow, that uses too much electricity, too much heat, they turned it off. And the same thing would happen today. So today, Bitcoin price is over 6,000. If it goes down by half, goes down to a third, only $2,000, same thing would happen.
So,
but I'm not worried about that.
You're not worried?
No.
Oh, okay. The question is the recommendation for the investor and entrepreneur for today. What should exactly they do? For now, the person, entrepreneur, didn't buy anything, and investor, he didn't buy anything.
Yeah.
Should they do anything right now?
So yeah. So my point is, if you're listening to this video interview, you're clearly interested or intrigued by Bitcoin, I would say for you to buy Bitcoin right away. I think buying your Bitcoin, buying your first Bitcoin, whatever amounts, you know, 1/10, 1/100th, or just even one full Bitcoin or more, that's a very important step for you to diversify out of the existing fiat money system, out of the existing stocks, equity, you know, bonds, real estate, but by putting some value of your savings into crypto. So that's very important. I would say the first thing to buy is buy Bitcoin, and then after that you could look at all the other cryptocurrencies.
What exactly? Then can you tell any exactly? Okay, we understand that Bitcoin Cash, like equal amount, yeah.
I would say buy equal amounts of Bitcoin Cash.
Okay.
Yeah, and also I personally also own Litecoin. I also own Ethereum. So those are the 4 that I hold myself. If you want to follow me, then you could buy those 4. If you don't want to follow me, you could just buy 1 or 2 of the 4.
This one is not financial advisor.
Not financial advisor.
Yeah.
You're telling me what I do.
Because you cannot get money by minds of Bobby Li. He just tell what he's doing. Okay,
I'm just telling you what I do.
His opinion.
Yeah. And then of course, that I think most important is if you're interested in this sector, in this industry, you should own some to get a feeling what it's like to have cryptocurrency in your own private keys. You have to hold your own private key. Don't just buy it and leave it on an exchange. Don't just buy it, leave it in a hosted wallet, but rather learn how to manage your own wallet with private keys, with recovery seeds, you know, with passwords and encryption on it. So that's very important, because now information is the asset.
Where we can get the truth information? How do you think? Where we can get it?
In terms of what? Truth information?
Okay, first, the recommendation for person who just come to this world, cryptocurrency world, do they can get any start information? I don't know, maybe YouTube channels or anything about it that you get something useful for you?
Yeah, there's a lot out there. Unfortunately, I don't know the full landscape. I don't know which YouTube channels or which YouTube programs. Certainly, you can find a lot of my past interviews, my past speeches on YouTube. If you search for Bobby Li and Bitcoin, there's a lot of good material on YouTube in general. So it's not just about from Bobby Li or whatever. So there's a lot of good material there. There's a lot of good material on the forums. You have to do your research. Unfortunately, Bitcoin, it's the best thing about Bitcoin is also makes it a weakness, which is Bitcoin is no one's Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Right. Bitcoin is everyone. So for that matter, there is no central reliable source. There's not like, oh, this company, you should trust this company because this company is the Bitcoin. There is no such company.
Everyone,
you know, everyone can describe Bitcoin however they like it. You know, ultimately, if you want to look at the software, you have to go to the website to download the source and look at it yourself. But other than that, there is no official company that runs Bitcoin. So don't believe anyone who tells you that, oh, they are the CEO or the founder of Bitcoin.
We know that like Satoshi Nakamoto is the founder, but no one.
He's a creator.
Yeah. Maybe you are the Satoshi Nakamoto.
I'm not. I'm not Satoshi Nakamoto.
Sir, I was very happy to see your pitch. It was 2 days ago.
Yeah, the keynote.
And very interesting thing that you shows 500 euro, and you asked how much it, and some guy told it's 500 euro. You told okay, and you told that it's better to come to Monaco and spend it, because the price of this 500 euro goes down.
The purchasing, that's right. So I held a 500 euro note, and what I tell people is that I'll show it. I'll pull it out. So
it was the same one.
yeah, the same one. So basically, the 500 euro note. This is the largest. This is the largest banknote
in the world,
in the eurozone. Not in the world. The Swiss franc has a 1,000 note, which is more expensive.
Okay.
But my point is that this is the largest and most valuable. You could buy a lot of things with this, but you should probably spend it because it will only go down in value. I remember one of the old banknotes I had was a $100 banknote from 1989 when I first went to the United States of America. And if you think about the $100 note from 1989, next year will be 2019. It will be 30 years later, and the value of it has gone down tremendously. It's still $100, but the value of it go down. The value of this will go down, right? Essentially, it'll go down and become this, right? Which is the zero.
Wow.
The €0.
Wow.
Right. So the €0 is also sanctioned and issued by the ECB. This is the most honest euro because this will never, the value will never go down.
Yes. Yes. Exactly.
This is already at zero. So the €500 note is essentially zero.
Most
basically, fast forward.
Money.
This is the most stable money. Everything is just €0, right? It has. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So as I understood, the economic system kills itself. Yeah.
The economic system.
Yeah, it kills itself.
Yeah, I think the money system today is at grave danger. The fiat money system today is in grave danger of killing itself because the governments, the central banks, are printing money like there's no tomorrow. They just print billions and billions of dollars. I think in the last quarter they printed like 50, 80, 100 billion dollars in the United States alone. So no wonder, after a year it's a few hundred billion, over $100 billion. No wonder the U.S. is in such trouble, right? All of Bitcoin is only $200 billion, and the United States prints that in a year or two, just like that. So it's really, really scary.
Will we move from fiat money to cryptocurrency or some fiat money?
I think down the road, I predict that give it 10, 20, 30 years, I think the vast majority of the world, the smaller countries, their currencies will essentially fail. As we're seeing the currencies of Turkey, Venezuela, maybe even Argentina, Brazil. So many countries, with weaker economies, with weaker currencies, their currency will fail, and they will have to issue currency that's backed by some other currency. So today it's very popular for countries to issue currencies backed by the US dollar. But when the US dollar itself devalues due to the high debt and the high deficit, right? Essentially the US is borrowing money to use as income for spending. So it's high debt and high deficit spending. That's going to catch up to the United States. Even though I'm a U.S. citizen, I really worry about that for the United States.
Yeah, of course.
So either it will be a return to the gold standard, or it will be going to a crypto gold standard, where the currency will be partially backed by crypto, like Bitcoin, and partially backed by gold. I think it's very possible that we go to a new world order of money, where money is backed by crypto and gold, a combination of two, or maybe just crypto. That's another possibility. So when that day happens, our grandchildren, in 2070, right, 2070. By then, the money, there'll still be electronic money or paper money, but the unit of money will be backed by something else. It won't just be like fiat money where it's declared by fiat.
It's very good advice for you today to understand the economic system, understand the fiat money. It's not the advisors like be the financial mentor in the world. Just understand the system, that we have a problem and we need to solve it. And today we have a cryptocurrency that could help us to get low risk of the house, because if we won't be do anything, we won't preparing, it could be house. And someone like in Venezuela, the price of the money dumps 700%.
It's crazy. It's crazy. The bolivar is essentially worthless.
Just in one moment.
Yeah, then they issued a new one. They added, I don't know, 4 zeros or 6 zeros, 5 zeros.
Yeah.
It's or they took away 5 zeros. I think.
But someone bought bitcoins and they saved their money.
Yeah, that's right. You buy Bitcoin, you hold your value in money. Absolutely. And that's happening on a short scale in Venezuela for Bolivar. But at the larger scale, you know, if you live in a country where the currency is not stable, I think, you know, Bitcoin and cryptocurrency much better investment than your local currency.
Yeah, so crazy in our world, for sure. So guys, okay, we spoke about the BTC and BCH. It's just our opinion, it's not the truth. You should check your own research and make a decision for yourself. You'll think that Bitcoin is real, Bitcoin Core is original BTC, or Bitcoin Cash is original Bitcoin. It's on your, it depends on you.
Or just hold both. That's what I do. I don't think about it too much. I'm a Bitcoin maximalist. I support Bitcoin. So I'm really.
For sure, yeah. Bitcoin is the one of the this currency. It lives almost 10 years.
Yes, we're in the 10th year. This is very special. Years. I think next month will be an anniversary for the white paper. Sure. And in 3 months, in January, this will be the anniversry for the
Genesis
Bitcoin
block.
Genesis block.
Yeah.
10-year anniversary. It's amazing. We're very lucky to be alive here in the 10th year to be talking about Bitcoin. I think we should throw a big party.
Will you do it?
Yeah, I think so. Yes. Yeah, we should do something like that.
Okay, we discuss very fundamental questions for you about the BTC, about the altcoins, about the fiat money, and last question about the ICO.
Yes.
ICO today in a huge problem. So much good ideas, good projects, they come outside on the market and the price goes down 60–70%.
Yes.
What was your advice for the people who already prepared the project and they already go ready to go on the market? Should they wait, or what they should do?
I'm not a big fan of ICOs. Okay. I think I'll just be very clear. I don't support ICOs. I think most ICOs, 95%, are not good enough projects.
It's very important.
So two things. One is, many of you, whether your company, your team, you're a project doing an ICO, many of you are trying to latch on to blockchain, to incorporate blockchain transactions, mining, white paper to your business plan, to your project. And inevitably, I think you'll find out, which is what I found out, is that blockchain is actually not suitable for the real world stuff, because people have the idea that blockchain is immutable. Everything in the blockchain, because it's decentralized, because it's a public record, everything in the blockchain must be true. That is not the case, because if you're writing information into the blockchain and you are the source of the information, then we implicitly trust you to write correct information into the blockchain.
Sure.
Unless information can be publicly verifiable. Right? Unless information can be publicly verifiable and agreed upon by everyone in the world. If it cannot be agreed by everyone, then you shouldn't write it into the blockchain. What is publicly verifiable? For example, if we say mathematics, 1 + 1 = 2.
Yeah.
If I write that into the blockchain, I think pretty much everyone can agree that 1 + 1 = 2, because we agree on the system of math.
Yeah.
So that way, that's how Bitcoin works. Bitcoin uses mathematics and algorithms. So when I write a transaction, if I'm a miner, I write a transaction to the blockchain. It's the same transaction that you as a different miner would write in. So we compete on mining hash power. Who gets to write that information in first? I write 1 + 1 = 2. If I lose, you win. You write 1 + 1 = 2, and you get a block reward.
Yeah.
But for most ICO projects, they're essentially private blockchains, because I will write, oh, the temperature in Barcelona is 32 degrees centigrade. Well, that actually is an opinion. That's subjective, because the way I measure temperature can be different than the way you measure temperature.
Of Barcelona, it could be 36.
It could be 36, or even in the same location, I measure 32 degrees. You measure 32.1 degrees.
Because
I measure 32.0.
I'm on the 8th floor, you are on the first floor.
Exactly, but our temperature, right? So my point is, even the temperature in Barcelona is not publicly verifiable. It's subjective, right? I might say, oh, this iPhone is made in China.
Yeah.
Well, you might say this because iPhone is made in Shenzhen, China. Well, who's correct? Shenzhen is part of China. The city is Shenzhen, you know? So what can I write into the blockchain that we don't have to agree on it?
Of course.
Right? You might say, I have a lot of hair. You might say, I might say you have not too much hair. But, you know, who can, you know?
Here I have.
No, I'll give you an example. I might say your shirt is white.
Yeah.
Someone might say your shirt is not exactly white, but it's a light gray. Right? So anything in the real world is actually subjective. Right? So that's why for projects, if you're trying to use the blockchain, I think you're using it for the wrong reason.
Cool.
Because if you're using the blockchain for your business model, then it's really your own database. You just might as well use a private database. Right? And if you want to do fundraising, utility tokens, don't do that. If you want to do fundraising, sell equity. Either security tokens or sell equity, get investors like a venture capital investor, or sell private equity or friends and family.
Like
but really invest
private
money.
Sale, yeah? Yeah, sounds like private sale.
Private sale, but with no liquidity of the tokens. Because you don't want people to trade it, secondary market, with expectation that it will go up in value. I think that's very dangerous. Not responsible.
Perfect recommendation. Just do private sale, but if you understand that your system is needed in the blockchain, because blockchain is possible for everyone, but not everyone is uses for the blockchain.
Yeah.
And today we get the other side of the ICOs. Okay, we'll finish our subject. Guys, please put the questions that we didn't discuss. I will forward it to Mr. Bobby Li. Just write your comments about the content that we are writing and we presented for you. Sir, please, 1 minute recommendation for our subscribers and we'll finish.
What? Any
recommendation for now? Yes.
So my recommendation is to learn more about, you know, cryptocurrency. You know, buy some, to own some, to play with it, to send transactions, to do real transactions where you use a private key to sign transactions, send money to other people around the world, and try that for yourself. See how that empowers you. That's real freedom of money. Freedom of money is about your freedom to do whatever you want with your money. That's true freedom. Because without freedom of money, we're all enslaved by society. We're enslaved by governments. So in order to have true freedom, you have to have freedom of money.
When you were speaking about the freedom of money, one question that we didn't discuss about the banks. Only one question, please. Huge banks, Barclays Bank, JP Morgan, they are coming to the cryptocurrency, they're building their own exchanges and buying other exchanges.
Sure.
They want to dump the market and kill it, or it's like new field for them?
We don't know. We don't know. I think we can speculate, but it doesn't matter, because the more people get in, the better. Even if people have bad intentions, they can't kill Bitcoin. Bitcoin will always be there because it's decentralized enough. That's my analysis.
It's only obviously opinion. Be sure it's my opinion. Advisor. Because you know everyone thinking, oh, he said it. Okay, I will do it. Come on, guys. Thank you very much, Bobby Li.
Okay, thank you.
We'll put Bobby Li Twitter, and you can follow him and ask questions under this video. Today, me, Igor Porokh, and co-founder and CEO BTCC Exchange, Mr. Bobby Li.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Igor.